in his bag. And well, here he is, spawning in the top left position, as the red Terran player had a very interesting build for game number 1. I cannot wait to see what he does this game. It is Evil Genius's ThorZaIN. And spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Protoss player coming in for Fnatic. He had no idea what hit us, and you know what? To be honest, I don't think I did either. He is NightEnD. Now, the question is, after getting hit with something like that, is ThorZaIN going to pull something even crazier out of his hat? Or is he gonna maybe just go completely standard, back to the Spoon Terran ways? Of course, the questions that haunt all of us in life. But bigger question is, what is NightEnD going to do? I feel like he didn't do anything really unusual. He didn't make any big mistakes, but the timing that ThorZaIN hit, and with how badly the army for NightEnD was clumped, that push just seemed ridiculously strong. And in all honesty, NightEnD, a faster Colossus definitely would have helped. The fact that he went double forge, I believe, left him really, really weak. Going for double forge, because the way that he had it lined up, the first Colossus came out as 1-1 was finishing, and if he had gotten a faster robotics bay, maybe he would have been able to get the Colossus out in time. It's just going to be a very, very interesting game to see. That's really all I have to say. Double gas again for NightEnD. ThorZaIN, though, he's mining that gas away. He's gone for the regular timed gas now, about 13 supply, so he will not be going for anything like that. Same build as the last game. He's not going to play as economically, but he might go and do something a little bit tricky. SCV is going out to scout after building the barracks. He may not be that interested in going for an actual SCV scout. He does have a few options. He's going to send another SCV to build this depot. So what ThorZaIN could be looking to do, since he is producing Marines, is possibly proxying a factory for Widow Mines. He could attempt to just build a factory in his main base as well, and it looks like it's going to be put in the main. There it is. So he is going to scout. Just a bit of a late scout. It's not terrible. He's going to move out with a Marine as well, which is very interesting. Possibly anticipating that NightEnD would be skipping a Zealot. However, that is not going to be the case. SCV does come in, sees pretty much everything. Double workers on each gas geyser, so he's not fully mining it. It just looks like he wants to go for a Sentry Expand. Either that, or we could see him throw a Twilight down, but at this point, with only 50 gas, it's unlikely. He's probably just going to go for a Nexus after this. And I don't think that's a bad decision at all from NightEnD. There, the probe is now on its way towards the natural. And ThorZaIN, really diligently checking these proxy locations. We saw him do this on Belshir Vestige. He really just, he sent out his first 2 Marines to look for proxies. And knowing is half the battle, right? So if he can find something there, that can give him a very big edge in terms of knowing what's coming. But even though there's nothing there, ThorZaIN still a very diligent scouter. Building the supply depots on the edge of his base. This way, he, of course, has vision of the outside areas of his base. And, well, starport's coming in now. We do not have an armory this time, but we do have a starport. So ThorZaIN still actually hasn't thrown down a command center yet. So this is going to be a very fast... another timing attack, it looks like. The Nexus is on the way for NightEnD. He is going to be sending this Mothership Core out to scout, look for any kind of proxy play or anything really unusual, but he's just kind of putting out sentries after sentries, and he has not yet produced a tech building. So in terms of having infrastructure set up to deal with a timing attack, he could actually be in a lot of trouble with these Widow Mines moving forward now towards his natural expansion. The Marines can also provide a lot of good cover fire. Now ThorZaIN's going to expand, but the medevac is, I believe is it out or is it there yet? Yeah, the medevac is on the way. So he doesn't actually need it as much. And hallucinated Phoenix. He's going to actually take it out. ThorZaIN kills it, says, oh, well, that's a hallucination. And with no robo facility, ThorZaIN can just put these mines by the ramp and then just push in and possibly even just kill this Nexus or do a lot of damage to it. Since there's no detection, he can't really challenge ThorZaIN just yet. He might be able to throw away the Zealot, but Photon Overcharge also a good option there. These Marines will be thwarted for now. The mine, of course, is still a very real threat. And the other thing is, since he has managed to burn the energy off of the Mothership Core, this fast medevac could allow him to dive straight into the main base and do a lot of damage. So he does have a good number of options available to him. In terms of everything else, though, he is getting up some Stalkers. The Robo Facility is done. He'll have detection against the mines. very, very soon, immediately putting a Chrono Boost onto that. And here comes the drop, heading in towards the main base. It's a Mine, a Hellion, and 4 Marines. Now, 3 Stalkers should be able to deal with this, as long as that Mine doesn't get into a good spot. But here he goes. He's heading towards the mineral line, dropping the Marines. The Mine is going to burrow immediately. Picks off one of the Stalkers. Very nice catch. And the Hellions and Marines going to do a bit of poking, but eventually he's just going to be forced to step back. The Observer is here to spot the Mine as well, so ThorZaIN will lose that pretty quickly. Marines diving in towards the natural expansion. He is playing so aggressively this game. It's really quite something else to see ThorZaIN being this aggressive with his reputation for passive murder. But he is going to pick off a probe or 2 now, so really nice play with these Marines. And there's the drop going back into the main base. The Marines focusing down. The probes are lined up. Is the Hellion going to be able to get any kills? Oh, gets a score, dude, right there. Another probe will fall. ThorZaIN really, really applying that pressure directly to the forehead. 9 kills so far from our Evil Genius's Terran player. His barracks follow-up is complete. He's going to begin his stim pack and combat shield a little bit later than normal, but still just fine. And this drop is still a very real threat. ThorZaIN is just being unrelenting in his pressure, and these forces are moving out towards the natural. The Observer will spot this, so NightEnD should pull his units up to defend against this. But ThorZaIN has a bunker on the way now. He has a defensive Widow Mine placed in his main base, and he's got the reactor on the starport, so he can move straight into a lot of bio. And here's the other important thing to note about this: NightEnD actually being, really, really cautious about losing probes, and even, you can just kind of see it in his multitasking, really pulling him apart a little bit here. Some micro errors here, sending his workers back to mine, and this is what ThorZaIN does with this multitasking. He's just stretching him all over the place. He has a lot of chrono boosted energy available on his Nexi, and no robotics bay. It's 9:23 into the game. He does not have a robo bay. He's so far away from Colossi, it's not even funny. And ThorZaIN, he's going to have stim soon. He's going to have combat shield. He's going to have a lot of marauders. He's going to have tons of medevacs. And floating this factory out, he'll also have a spotter. This game, the longer it goes on, NightEnD is just going to... He really, really, really needs to get a Colossi out, get something out to deal with this potential bio push that could come. Hallucination taken out by that Widow Mine. Factory moving on up. And the medevac's going to head back home, reunite with the rest of its brethren. And we could see ThorZaIN push out. The Robo Bay is coming in. It's still about 40 seconds away. So we won't have a Colossi on the field until about 12 minutes. So this gives ThorZaIN a nice little window where he can try to push in and do some damage. These Hallucinated Phoenix are trying to see basically everything that could possibly be on the field. However, it's just not going to be an easy situation. And now ThorZaIN is beginning to push across. He has 3 medevacs with his army. The factory is there as well. Well, I guess it's not really that close, to be honest. But the Robo Bay is about to complete, and with Photon Overcharge, NightEnD could stave ThorZaIN off just long enough to get a Colossus out. He's going for Double Forge as well. ThorZaIN needs to push as soon as he possibly can. And in terms of doing the maximum amount of damage, he wants to trigger Photon Overcharge, kill everything here, and then just run into the main base. And he's actually throwing down preemptive force fields to keep ThorZaIN away. He's going to scan, and he's going to be like, okay, well, if that's all you got, I'm going to load up, and that Photon Overcharge is activated. He's done all he needs to do. The Mothership Core will soon have enough energy to throw down another Photon Overcharge in the main base. And, well, could do a lot of damage. And it looks like he might be willing to just brave the storm here and just try to punch in. There are a couple of angles he can move through, and he's just going to stem and run in and try to do tons of damage, picking off some of these pylons. ThorZaIN being so aggressive in this series. I absolutely love it. Splitting that bio now. The first Colossus is out. But is he going to be able to take this force down? He's focusing the Colossi with the Marines, and it looks like he will be able to kill it. NightEnD going to lose all of his gateway armor. There's a GG. ThorZaIN, man, such aggressive play from ThorZaIN. You can really see that Korean play just paying off against NightEnD. He's just completely beat him into a bloody pulp. I thought we were behind schedule, but ThorZaIN killed that guy faster than I could even say Spoon Terran. So really great series there from our Evil Geniuses Terran, and I think I just learned another bill. Very interesting play, but damn, that was good. So I believe the next game we're going to be doing is going to be from group stage number 3. I don't believe those have been seeded yet, so just hang tight, guys. We will get that information out to you as soon as possible. I'm Nathanias. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying my casts as well as my observing. I know my observing's like mediocre par or whatever, but I'm trying. But yeah, I'm a full-time StarCraft commentator. I appreciate you guys watching, following my Twitch TV channel, my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook and Twitter, all linked below. And if you guys have any comments about the cast, you want to send me your predictions about the games we're looking at, you can tweet at QuanticNate, and I will respond. So Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. You're watching the DreamHack Open 2013 Stockholm. Stay classy, Internet.